Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad you're here tonight to join me. I have a Christmas card to show you that is really easy to mass produce, so that if you have to make a lot of cards, this would be a great design to replicate. And it doesn't have to be just for Christmas cards. It could be for get well cards or birthday cards or whatever. It's super simple, really fast, and just a great kind of basic card. You can dress it up or down as much as you want. I've got several samples to show you, and then I'm going to make one, so I hope you like it. A little bit of housekeeping before we get started. If you like my video, please share my video, comment, share down in the comments, and then your name will be entered in a drawing to win the project I'm working on tonight. So last week, if you recall, I made this super cute Christmas card, and this is going to Barbara Smith. So Barbara, I will get that card out to you this week. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Once you do that, click that little blue bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is most every Monday evening. So with that being said, I'm going to change the view to my hands and we are going to get started. Okay, everybody, here we go. Okay, so I came up with this idea for an easy duplicatable Christmas card. Again, it can be any card, and I've kept the basic components the same. The only thing I did was kind of swap out projects and colors. So this one, the base is black. It opens this way because I already had cardstock cut in that direction. So, and I know this suite is kind of polarizing for people, but this one features the Modern Christmas 12x12 Specialty Designer Series paper, and it's black and white and gold. Those are the colors. So look at that gold piece that's embossed. Isn't that cool? Then I used some of our gold ribbon. I stamped it in black. If you wanted more bling on that, you could do that in gold embossing powder. This card here, I'm pulling up my, is done with the Peaceful Garden 12x12 Designer Series paper. Again, I've used Misty Moonlight and Cloud Cover. And this one, this embossed piece is a tone on tone. And it opens toward the top. Okay? This here, oh, I don't know the name of this cardstock here, or Designer Series paper. It's a 6x6 pack, and honest to goodness, I don't remember what the name is. Hold on here. Is this page 44? Let me find it here. 45? No, must be on page 23 then. I meant to get the name of it before. Nope, that's not it either. Gosh darn it. Okay. It's in the, I believe it's in the mini cat. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. It's this Christmas Tags and More 6x6 Specialty Designer Series paper. That's what I used. And I like this paper. It's got great traditional Christmas colors. I'm trying to get a little closer here. And it has some die cuts that pop out and you can use on your cards. So that's what I used on those. As far as I know, all the products are still available for these cards. This one I use the black and white and gold twine. This one I use the Misty Moonlight and gold and silver ribbon. This is our gold ribbon. I don't know the exact names. Now the one difference is this Designer Series paper I did not layer on another piece of cardstock. These two I did. And I kind of wish I'd put some white behind that just to make it pop, but you know what? I think it's perfectly okay and nobody's going to worry about it. Now this embossing folder that I use, this is the Peaceful Greenery embossing folder, okay? And you can, if you're mass producing this, you could put a 4 by 5 1/4 piece into here, run it through, and then cut it in half. See, you will have this piece that shows. Well, I'll show you on the one I did for the card I'm going to put together. It looks like this, but we're going to cover that up with that piece of cardstock or designer series paper, and you won't even see it. If you're just making 1 or 2, you can just run this through your embossing folder just like this. You know, it really depends what you're doing. But if you're doing more than one in there, I would suggest putting the whole piece in and then cutting it in half. So this piece is 2 inches wide. You can see how perfectly it works for that. So let's get started here. So the designer series paper I'm using for today's card is actually the same designer series paper I used last time. It's this Traditions of Christmas. I believe this is out until about the 2nd week in November. But you know what? You may have something very similar that you can substitute with. You can, I mean, 2nd week in December, still not too late for Christmas cards, but it has great, you know, each one side of the sheet has gold accents, and then the backs are a little more neutral. So that's a great pack of designer series paper if you haven't gotten that already. So okay, we are going to get started, and I told you this is going to be quick, and I've already got everything. Let me pull a card up here as a sample to look for y'all to look at. I have already die cut everything out and embossed everything. So I am using Secret C for my base, okay? I will have to put a piece of white cardstock on the inside to put my sentiment, but that is okay. This was 8.5 by 5.5 folded in half. This is the piece of designer series paper I decided to use. It's got Secret C, it has Real Red, Cherry Cobbler, Pool Party, Gold. There's some white in there. I decided to back this with Secret C, okay? And again, I'm just, for all of these cards, I have just pulled cardstock that matches the colors in the designer series paper. You don't have to overthink this. You really, really don't. So, I mean, I haven't made this card before in this combination, so this is new. Now, we saw this just a minute ago. This is a piece of Real Red. It is 2 by 5 1/4. I ran it, put it in that embossing folder, ran it through, and this is what it came out with. Okay, my card is oriented the right way. We're going to put that right there. You know, I haven't put this together before in this specific color combination, so sometimes, you know, I'll come up with, I'd rather do this or that or the other thing next time. So you really just have to kind of experiment. And maybe there's a color combination that doesn't, you know, trip your trigger very much, you know, that you don't like, but maybe somebody else does. So, you know, it's very much to each his own here. Okay, so I am going to put dimensionals here and pop this up. Again, I didn't do that on the black and gold one. I tend to not like more than one layer of dimensionals. This one, if you pop this up on dimensionals, then you will have 2 layers most likely. So I don't want it that way, or do I want it? You want me to put it this way so that that pretty poinsettia up in the corner up here shows and isn't covered up by my sentiment. Okay, I am using the Traditional Labels bundle. It comes with these great labels. There's 7 of them, and all of these very festive seasonal sayings. Although, you know what, they should have thrown a birthday in there. There's a happy. They should have thrown a birthday in there, but they didn't. That's okay. And these are the 7 labels. I used this one for all of my labels. Again, it's already cut out. Using the Real Red ink pad. Here is my stamp. There we go. Put that off to the side. Now I am going to put some adhesive on the back, and we are going to put our ribbon on. Now this ribbon is Real Red. It's called Shiny Ribbon. I'll have the number in the comments down below. Let me see. So I want this to be the top where it loops. So I'm going to put this like this. Put that like that. Oops, you know what? That's not going to work right because I want the shiny side to show over here. Okay, let's see here. There we go. I just unwrapped this ribbon just a few minutes ago. So this is the first time using it, and I didn't realize it wasn't shiny on both sides. But there we go. There's the way to do that. See, it's got a little bit of glimmer on there. Let's see how this cuts. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and put a couple dimensionals on the back of that. And you want me to do, I'm going to, it's got this thin kind of frame around it, and it kind of got twisted up. I'm going to put it like that. There we go. I think I will put one more toward the bottom, just for safety, just for, to be safe. There we go. Probably didn't need it, but I didn't want it to come loose. Okay, Mary and is that isn't even straight. Good grief. And this is another reason why you don't want to adhere it down too much in the beginning. Boy, if someone got that, they'd think I was drinking. Okay, I'm gonna put some more dimensionals on here because, see, had I not pushed it down, I could have just repositioned it, but I had already put it down. So let's try this again here. And all of these places where my cardstock's torn on here, it'll be covered up, so it won't make any difference. Okay, maybe second time's a charm, huh? We'll get this straight this time. I didn't even notice that. How many of you do that? You put something on, you're like, what was I thinking? Okay. Okay, now we're going to take this, we're going to put this like that. Now this ribbon's a little bigger, but that's okay. It just adds to the interest. And you know what? I put that on upside down. I had wanted that up in that corner, but you know what? I'm not taking it off again. And but really, that's the card. So I hope you like that. I hope you'll use this super simple design to make multiples, large quantities of cards. Great way to feature your designer series paper, add a little texture and a little bling. Okay, everybody, that's all I've got for you this week. I'll be back next week. I will see you then. Bye now.